Are men trash?
Man or a bear?
It's because a man done did something to her.
The bear's not gonna.
So men have been.
Men are the most horrible creatures.
Men are the problem.
Men.
Men leave.
Are men trash?
Man or a bear?
It's because a man done did something to her.
The bear's not gonna.
So men have been.
Men are the most horrible creatures.
Men are the problem.
Men.
Men leave.
Are men trash?
Man or a bear?
It's because a man done did something to her.
The bear's not gonna.
So men have been.
Men are the most horrible creatures.
Men are the problem.
Men.
Men leave.
Are men trash?
Man or a bear?
It's because a man done did something to her.
Damn it. Thanks, Alvy. Thanks, Alvy, for saying something. Shit. That was annoying. Okay, so, that was annoying. Thank you, Blue. Thank you, Alvy. Okay, okay, so, what I'm going to talk about is that, women's masculinity. Women's lack of, femininity. How they aren't really ladylike. Women's bitterness, their personality nowadays, right? A lot of modern women, not all, but a lot of them. Their personality has really turned men off. And one of the results of, because you've turned men off, there's lack of protection, right? So a lot of men, they're not bothering with it. They don't care, right? They're not always out to protect women. Because again, also you hear this saying, women are strong, independent, they don't need no man. So really, they don't need no man for protection as well. And women have this attitude, their personality that shows it off, right? On one hand, they will bite you, right? Say crap about men. On the other hand, they will also say, why aren't men protecting you, right? Why aren't men doing this? Why aren't men doing that? That's the insanity. That's the delusion, the hypocrisy of women. Okay, so we'll talk about that. Yeah, well, I have some clips, some videos that will kind of show that personality, that thought process off. Okay, so. All right, to start off this whole idea I'm having, right? How you think about, this is a thing where women put down men's feelings, put down any problems men are going through, right? You put it down, you belittle it, and then you wonder why men don't care, right? Men in general don't care about the situations women go through, right? Why do you? Well, we'll show that, right? This is a clip to get things started, right?
Loneliness epidemic just goes to show how much as a society
The fact that it's called the male loneliness epidemic just goes to show how much as a society we cater towards men. Because companionship isn't something that you're owed. It's something that you earn. And if men can't get companionship, that generally means that something is wrong. They're either violent or misogynistic or just generally unpleasant to be with. It's not an epidemic. It's a result. If you can't get companionship, that means that something is wrong and you have to learn basic human decency. Otherwise, you can't just expect women to be with you. The fact that it's called
See? The belittling of things that... This is the thing, right? When there are any kind of thing, right? Any kind of thing that deals with women. Yo, Mystic, what's up? Thank you for joining. When anything that deals with women, right? Emotionally, any problems women go through, there's no, you don't belittle anything, right? But when it comes to men, that's when you put such negative connotations to it. Or how about this, right? Reality, right? Women's standards are going up while a lot of men aren't meeting those standards. It's a sad fact. No matter how nice he is, okay? No matter how nice he is, he may not meet those standards. Understandable, right? This is the thing where you're not necessarily complaining about it, right? It's reality, but you are recognizing it. You're recognizing that a lot of men are in places that are in bad situations. A lot of men are unguided, right? A lot of young men, right? Where they have no goals, no aspirations, no support, no love, no nothing. Okay? A lot of things where, yes, we know the reality. Women are upgrading, right? Women are doing better than ever. Awesome. But it doesn't correlate with men, right? Men aren't doing better than ever. Right? Men, society aren't supporting men, they aren't pushing men, they ain't doing nothing for men. Okay? So this is the thing. I've done this plenty of times. Even average women, right? Women that are nothing special, i.e., most likely this one, nothing special about her. Okay? And they are still putting down. They still think less of average men. So no duh, average men. There's a male loneliness epidemic. More women than ever, okay, are in relationships, while there are less men that are. I mean, this is the thing, right? It's statistics. It's not like men are complaining about it, but it is something that we recognize, and yet you can't. This is the funny thing where you can't be understanding, the sympathetic, right? Women say that they're so sympathetic, empathetic to, feelings and shit like that. But look at this. You wonder why men don't share shit with women because of crap like this. And you wonder why, right? What man would want to protect this, right? Why would I want to protect this one?
the male loneliness epidemic just goes to show how much as a society we cater towards men. Because
Cater towards men? Or how about just care for your people? Right? It's like cater towards men. It is caring, okay, about other people. Okay? Men have highest self-deletion rates. Why not care about that, right? Men have highest homeless rates. Why not care about that? It's like, this is what I'm saying, right? Nothing about when it deals with men, nobody cares about. Neither men nor women. No one cares about it. No one cares about struggles of men.
companionship isn't something that you're owed. It's something.
Who says you're owed it? Okay? It is just recognizing a problem. No man says, oh, I'm owed a relationship. Okay? But what men do say is that, you know what? The insanity that there are women out there that complain that there's no good men, or complain that, you know what? I can't find them. I'm like all these things, right? And this is the thing, right? You are average. These are average women. Nothing special. And they put down average men. So that's the thing where I'm not saying that men are owed relationships. Men are owed anything. No. But you know what? A lot of men see the insanity, the hypocrisy of it. Okay, we're not owed it. yet you don't even want it, right? It's like you're not. Oh, and this is the thing, right? This is the insanity. Here's the thing. Things like this, okay, fine. These men aren't old relationships. Yet when they put in the effort, when men put in the effort, like Passport Bros, to go overseas to find women that would like them, would want to be with them, women complain about that. Women complain that, oh, these men are predators, all this stuff. And yet, this is the thing, in the States, you don't want the men, right? You don't want these men. And then when the men branch out and try their best to find love in other places, to find companionship in other places, you will condemn those as well. This is the thing where society wants men to, right? They want men to be gone. They do.
Thing that you earn. And if men can't get companionship, that generally...
And earn. Really? Earn. It's not how it works, right? That's not really how it works. There are plenty of men, right, that don't earn relationships, and they still get it. So this is the hypocrisy, the insanity, the delusion of a lot of women. There are plenty of men, right, that have earned nothing, right? They didn't earn nothing, and they still got relationships. So the bullshit that this woman is spewing shows her idiocy, right? Plenty of men have earned nothing and still got relationships, still became baby daddies, hell, still got wives, right? So no, you don't necessarily have to earn it, okay? We have men that are 6 foot, over 6 foot, and can get women easily. We have men that, have made 6 figures, which, yes, they've earned it. They got, but again, that's all they got. That's all they, like, there's some men that just money, that's it. And they treat women like shit. So really, I mean, yes, if earning money is all it is, then okay. But that's very superficial, okay? There's certain men that's just good looking, right? Naturally good looking, and they got women. Being born with it is like, okay. There are some men that has worked on their bodies, yes, okay? But here's also the thing. Those men may supposedly have earned it, right? Either work on their body, their money, whatever. These men supposedly earned it. And yet, women still complain about these men cheating on them, lying on them. So really, it's like the insanity in that part.
means that something is wrong. They're either violent or misogynistic or just generally unpleasant to be with.
And see, leaving out okay, maybe they don't meet attractive standards. Maybe they don't meet any kind of real standards that other women have. This is the thing, right? How I hate society right now. Everything's about misogyny. Everything's about patriarchy. Really? It's like everything is about hating women. It's mostly, in my opinion, maybe that's my For You page, right? It's mostly about women hating men. So really, and then even if women hate men, right, they still get men. That is the insanity of it. Okay? There's a woman that built her brand purely on hating men. I think her name is like Drew Adufalo or whatever, right? She's big chick. Built her name purely on hating men, and she still gets men. She's got engaged too. It's like that's the hypocrisy on it, right? Misogyny. Yet this woman, right? One woman I'm talking about, built her brand, built her name on everything about hating men, and still has a relationship. So really, what do you say about that? It's just women is just a whole bunch of hypocrisy.
It's not an epidemic. It's a result. If you can't get companionship, that means that something is wrong and you have to learn basic human decency. Otherwise,
even if you learn human decency, you're not guaranteed a relationship. Okay? Yes, something is wrong, but it's not misogyny, right? I mean, like, men aren't getting women because they hate women. No, that is more. Sometimes that's the result of not getting a woman. Okay? It's like really ridiculous.
you can't just expect women to be with you. The fact that it's called
See, this is the thing, right? A lot of men, in my opinion, aren't expecting women to be with them. No. But what they do hopefully are expecting that if they do work for it, they can get a woman. They can get a long-term relationship. They can get a marriage. They can get a family. But we're not talking about the divorce rates, the broken of marriages, broken of families. We're not talking about that. We're not talking about, even men at like who have worked, on themselves or on their life. Like we've the nice guys finish last is not a myth, right? It's not coming out of nowhere. So that's the ridiculous of it. The cheating, yes, it's like you can be the most like well-to-do man, the most feminist of a man. It's like you can still get cheated on. So really, the insanity of it. That's why I'm just like, I'm really tired. I mean, like, I'm doing this for you guys, right? Where I want to build my platform to show you guys that, you know what? Men, the hypocrisy, the delusions, the hate, the insanity that men go through, right? That men experience. It's not women that just gets misogyny. There's misandry out there, right? There's continuous hate towards men out there. And there's no care about men. Plenty. So that's what I want to show, Alright. I think that was interesting. Okay, so this is fresh, right? This is recent. I mean, recently viral on TikTok. I saw the original. I mean, I didn't watch it, right? But I saw the original video. It was posted like 2 months ago. But clips of that podcast or whatever leaked, or is online, and black women in particular are in uproar, right? So, let's have this. This is going to narrate it.
Are currently facing backlash for laughing at an insensitive joke about black women on the Flagrant podcast when Andrew Schultz mentioned the black girlfriend effect.
Wait, what is the black girlfriend effect?
Oh, you don't know about this?
Blow up the other culture.
Yeah, so you'll see a guy who's had a black girlfriend, all of a sudden he's got buzz cut, like clean shape up.
They shave their hair because they start losing it. Because they're so stressed being around this black girl complaining about shit all the time. They grow a beard because there's more cushion when they get slapped the out of.
Also on a recent podcast on Poor Minds, James and Fuhad were asked if there were any baddies in Atlanta, and they stated they had seen the least baddies in Atlanta, which definitely didn't sit right with people.
There baddies there? In Atlanta?
In Atlanta, I've seen the least baddies so far.
Oh.
Yeah. I just told you Atlanta's clapped. Yeah. I never said everyone's beautiful. I just said I'm not seeing any baddies here.
Okay.
They have been losing a lot of fans after these clips started going viral, because people are getting the sense that they don't like black women.
They said they went to Atlanta for 4 days and didn't find any beautiful women. Now that is crazy. That is crazy.
James and Fuhad are...
Here's the thing. I'm going to show subsequent clips of black women complaining. Let's deal with that, right? But here's the thing. I have dated predominantly black women, right? My dating history, and it's not like I've dated hundreds, right? No. But my dating history, the girlfriends I've had were all black, right? Besides one. So, and I could tell there's preferences that, I have kids with one, and then one girlfriend was the love of my life, right? And I messed that up. So I'm not saying that, but I mean, just the preference that I do love black women, but two things can be true at once. Okay. Yes, black women are hard to deal with, right? They're not easy. They're beyond. Easy is not a word that goes along with them. Okay. It's not, but doesn't mean that I don't find black women I find black women attractive. I love a lot of black women's personality, right? Their strong spirit is it's admirable, and it's nice in certain areas, right? But that strong spirit, it goes into so many different areas, and it just makes you hard to deal with, hard to be with. Okay, I'm just preferencing that because I understand it. It's not that I don't hate women. That's the thing where I always want to preference that. I don't hate women, okay? What I do is that I hold women accountable for their words and actions, okay? But I don't hate women. And to preference that, well, we'll go into that, right?
Currently facing backlash for laughing at an insensitive joke about black women on the Flagrant podcast when Andrew Schultz mentioned the black girlfriend effect.
Wait, what is the black girlfriend effect? This
Oh, you don't know about this?
Glow up the other culture.
Yeah, so you'll see a guy who's had a black girlfriend, all of a sudden he's got buzz cut, like clean shape up.
They shave their hair because they start losing it. Because they're so stressed being around this black.
Now, I guess it's insensitive, but I mean, most comedians, they're not the most PC of people, okay? I don't think that's the worst joke. I mean, okay, mind you, this is only a clip. I haven't watched the full podcast. I don't know if I'm going to, so if you guys want to watch it with me, tell me. But just by if this is the clip that people are upset about, it's like, come on. Now, but like I said, right? I prefaced that in the beginning is that, yes, black women aren't the easiest to deal with. They aren't they aren't necessarily, in general, right? The most easiest, the most feminine, the most submissive, the most ladylike type of women, around there, okay? That is a fact. Now, I'm not saying all women, no. I'm not saying all black women, no. But in general, a lot of them aren't, okay? A lot of them are very aggressive, very, strong, independent, very kind of a masculine aura of like they will beat the shit out of you kind of aura. And I've dated plenty of black women that have said that they will beat the shit out of me. So I mean, like, but there's the thing where I'm saying that I do love their strong personality, their aggressive personality. I do, but that doesn't necessarily take away that is hard to deal with. Okay, not the worst joke in the world.
Girl complaining about shit all the time. They grow a beard because there's more cushion when they get slapped the out.
Also on a recent pod.
So I mean, let's not beat around the bush or be liars or whatever, right? If you think about any woman, right, any group of women that would easily get into a fight, come on. And again, that's why I prefaced the beginning. Is like one of the things, like let's say this, my ex. One of the things that I thought was really cute and endearing about her, right? When I was, believe it or not, okay, I was dressing really nice, right? I went out with her to the supermarket. Another girl just looked at me, right? And again, believe it if you guys want, but this is the situation. Another girl looked at me. My girl at the time was like, she was looking at that girl and she was ready to beat the shit out of her, right? She was ready to beat the shit out of her. And she was giving her, it's like, what are you looking at, right? So, and again, I'm not saying all, right? But in my opinion, that's one of the attitudes that it is attractive in black women, but it is also unattractive as well, right? It's hard, right? It's hard. The aggressiveness, the masculinity is like, it is attractive that she was, I guess, marking her territory in a sense. But again, it's also unattractive because it's so masculine. So.
Cast on Poor Minds, James and Fuhad were asked if there were any baddies in Atlanta, and they stated they had seen the least baddies in Atlanta, which definitely didn't sit right with people.
There are baddies there? In Atlanta?
In Atlanta, I've seen the least baddies so far.
Oh.
The least. Not there's none, right? The least.
Yeah. I just told you Atlanta's clapped. I never said everyone's beautiful. I just said I'm not seeing any baddies here.
Not saying that anyone's beautiful. Not saying anyone's not beautiful.
Okay.
They have been losing a lot of fans after these clips started going viral because people are getting the sense that they don't like black women.
They said they went to Atlanta for 4 days and didn't find any beautiful women. Now that
didn't find any beautiful women. This is the thing where we are going to go to subsequent clips to show you that these people really, they don't listen, right? And they're in their feelings. It's like, seriously?
All the black women is going crazy on TikTok about these two men, James and Fuhad. I actually really like them. They're very funny to me and I like watching their videos, but they never gave they like black women. Okay, so the thing about brothers like this, let's get into it real quick. They obviously look like growing up, they probably got it a little rough from black girls. Like, they probably didn't feel like this was their type because, you know, once you grow up.
And they have I saw one clip, right, where he said that he has been bullied, right, by black women black girls when he was younger. This is a thing where, let's not forget the Michael B. Jordan thing, right, where, you know, interviewer was trying to interview him and said that, oh, she remembered him from school, and he said he remembered her too. And when back in school, she ridiculed him and bullied him. Okay, this is a thing where, yes, a lot. It's like women can't seem to understand, right? This is the thing where a lot of women, right, black women, push, right, the corny type, they put down men that are geeky, that are nerdy, and it's like, you don't think there's consequences to those actions? And a lot of these women that you will see, that these women aren't the ones that will go for the geeky types, the nerdy types. They're not. So these women, I guarantee you, when they were younger, most likely were the ones who like ridiculed or looked down upon the nerds, the geeks, you know, the men that are not conventionally attractive.
Up, these two type of men become your type, but you know, they didn't take bullying well, and then they grow up forever holding on to that hate and never going out of that, so they just forever hate black women. Now they're gonna go to Atlanta, where it's 95% everything is black, and then black women look like they mamas. Atlanta literally houses bad bitches, period. They just like them English girls, or those proper Oreo cookie type black girls.
It's like, to be honest, it's like, it's preference, right? If they didn't find any girls, you know, bad bitches in Atlanta, then that's them. I mean, so what? It's like, why are you so easily offended when they say they go into Atlanta and none of the women they find were cream of the crop, bad bitches? Okay? And it's like, that's why I want to really distinguish. You don't realize that how you treat men matters. Yes, exactly. They put down men that, and she said it herself, right? Let's say this.
Black women is going crazy on TikTok about these two men, James and Fuhad. I actually really like them. They're very funny to me and I like watching their videos, but they never gave they like black women. Okay, so the thing about brothers like this, let's get into it real quick. They obviously look like growing up, they probably got it a little rough from black girls. Like, they probably didn't feel like this was their type because, you know, once you grow up, these two type of men become your type, but
these two types of men become your type, right? This is the thing where women don't understand the repercussions of their actions. They treat men like shit in the past, and then the men that they treat like shit should be there for when they're ready for these men, right? Like Mystic said, they put down these guys who read books and, you know, read books and make babies with the ones that don't read. And then that's what I'm saying, like, that these supposedly, maybe I'm putting, like, you put down the geeks and nerds, right? The future engineers, future tech guys, whatever. You spend your youth going for the bad boys, become baby mamas or whatever, being traumatized, being used by the bad boys, okay? And now that you are traumatized, used, and whatever, now you want the nice guys, the geeky guys, whatever, the guys that you hated back in the past. It's like, that's the absurdity of it.
What do you think the challenge is that women are having, black women in particular, when it becomes to becoming a wife?
Keeping it 100?
Yes.
There's not enough eligible black males who fit the needs of black women.
Mm.
And that's the thing, right? Well, I showed this clip. It's a little bit different. I'm going to go back into it, but it's funny, right? That these two men said that there's not many baddies, right? Bad bitches in Atlanta. black women are in an uproar. Black women are in an uproar that these two men couldn't find enough bad bitches in Atlanta. But for this kind of thing, there's not enough eligible men, right? Eligible black men, right? For black women, they are fine with. They support. They agree with. That's why it's like, I'm sorry, right? You build your platform with women supporting you. Be sure that those women will crucify you as well.
By the time you dissect the demographics of finances, sexual orientation, what you end up drilling down into, because black women tend to want to marry black men.
Right, right.
So black women are excelling. They're getting accelerated degrees, graduate degrees.
Oh, I didn't know that was Kendra. I only showed that because what she just said, right? Not enough eligible black men. And yet, if a man says there's not enough not enough baddies in a city, they get crucified. Now, I'll probably, redo this video because I'm on a short time with what I'm trying to get to.
Shits and Gids podcast is literally about to lose all of their core fans, which are black women, because of this stupid podcast interview that they did. Do y'all think people are going to actually unfollow? I saw a few videos of people saying that they don't understand why they did not take up for us and that they're unfollowing. That's one thing about the internet. People will
not understand why they didn't take up for you. Now, first of all, right? I did not watch the whole podcast, so I can't speak on if Andrew Schulz, the comedian, really went crazy deep, right, with insults or with really shitty jokes, vulgar jokes. From what I just showed you guys, it's not that big. It's really not that damaging, right? It's not the worst jokes in the world, in the sense that why would you need to stand up for anybody because of that? But this is the thing where it's like you are expecting these men to stand up for you because of what? It's like they didn't find it was that insulting, right? It's like I said, there's a bit of stereotype in that, but they found it funny. So not the worst joke. It's really not the most offensive joke around there. But this is a thing where women feel like they're entitled to your protection. Why? I mean, this is the thing. Probably because what she says, I don't know if it's true or not, but if your fan base is predominantly one group, I guess, yeah, maybe you should protect them because you're scared. But here's the thing, right? For me, how I build my my channel, you like me because of the things I say, right? You like me, you just like it the way I go about things. Now, I'm doing this, I'm not making anything, right? I'm not getting rich off of this. Not like these guys, right? I'm not making money from like these guys. So yes, their livelihood is this. For me, I'm doing this because I want to. I have a purpose, right? Where I'm doing this to support men, right? Support good average men. I'm not doing this to gain fans, right? To gain millions and millions of fans. No. I never would imagine for me to ever get all that high in subscriber count. So I'm not worried about that, right? This is the thing where you're beholden to a group of people. I think it's like, I think that's the weakness.
love you today and hate you tomorrow. I feel like, honestly, when I watch stuff like that, the only thing that's going through my mind is, like, I wonder what their families think. Like, I wonder what the black mom got to say about, seeing her son do that, and, like, if she feels offended. And they seem like they was really uncomfortable, because that guy, Andrew, he was talking about slavery. Like, he made jokes about picking cotton. Like, he was...
Now, I don't know about that, right? Those parts, probably. It is a tactless joke.
It's very inappropriate, and they probably was so uncomfortable that they really didn't know what to say. I just hate that when you have black men that prefer to date outside their race, why do y'all always gotta shit on black women just to justify your preference? Like, sir, you can like what you like. Shits and Gids podcast.
This is the thing, right? Have the same energy. Have the same energy, because I have I've shown videos, and I will show more videos of black women shitting on black men, right? It's like, as they go date other type of men, literally saying there's no eligible black men out there. It's like, I think that's a slight towards black men. So really, women never have the same energy.
I wanted to add on to the 304 conversation of why we don't see black men, or why a lot of us will say no AA. And it's simply because you niggas...
And this is a video, right? Where what I'm talking about, right? You're shitting on black men. That's fine. That's supported.
Even when you do have the money, you don't think that you need to pay. And what's crazy is y'all are literally at the bottom. You make less money than anybody else. You don't have the degrees. You don't have the jobs. Y'all literally don't have anything offer but having to pay. And the fact that y'all think that y'all are still desirable enough to where you don't have to pay, and you clearly see that even your preference is denying you, is crazy. Black men are in denial about their worth and their value, not only in sex work, but just in society. Like, so many black women are divesting from black men. So many preferences are realizing that it's not black women that are the problem, it's these niggas. Because they're also being left as single mothers. Like, it's not just us. It's culturally, there's an issue. Like, why are you on a site that requires you to pay? And then you want to act like this is a fucking, like, flea market. If I know that white men and others don't even argue with me about my price, I'm not about to entertain you and justify my rate. And I only ever have to do that with black men. And let's say you...
Okay, I've not watched this video, right? I've only seen a little bit, a few seconds in the beginning. Okay, she's talking about, S work. Okay. But this is the thing, but it's a perfect example of, like, black women shit on black men plenty. And this is the thing where you shit on terrible black men, yet you spew it towards all black men or all men. This is the thing where I would like to bring up the insanity of women. When their hate against... I found these videos on TikTok. These are TikTok videos. For my For You page, all right? It's that when you deal with terrible men, right? The small amount of men, like the small amount of terrible men, you deal with a small amount of terrible men, and then you spew the venom to all men. It's always ridiculous to me. I hate that regardless, both men and women, right? If you're dealing with a small group of people, it has to make sense when you talk generalized, because honestly, there are plenty of good black men, right? Plenty of childless good black men. So
finally do get them to fucking say yes. They make the session fucking insufferable because they want to try and nickel and dime and get shit, turn it into a fucking porno. You're not getting anything for free. This is the service you paid for. This is the service you're going to get. But even when it comes to like dating and marriage, I see that black men are not willing to spend money on anything unless it's something they want or they feel like has value in it, like a fucking car or just dumb shit, or their homeboys. It's crazy. Black men are so homophobic. But they are the main ones to do some of the most homoerotic shit with their homeboys. It's very weird. And I promise you, it's not just the women. Gay black men also will put in their ad that they will not see black men. It's gotten that bad. When even your own won't see you, it's a problem. I want to speak on that gay boy that's always on here talking like a preacher, talking about it's our fault why these men are down low and doing whatever. No, we need to stop blaming everybody else for grown-ass men doing what grown-ass men do. They're grown. They can go to a therapist like the rest of us have been doing and do the work. It is no longer black women's or our society to fix the problems of black men. At this point, y'all have patriarchy on your side. You have all the tools and resources afforded to you. You just will not use them. We grew up in the same homes. Your ass decided to be on the streets while the women were expected to get the fuck out and figure it out. You get to stay home and not be shit. I'm so tired of seeing that. I'm so tired of seeing that. I literally don't see a loss in income by choosing not to see black men because, again, they won't spend the money. And if they do have the money, their budget is literally $100. I'm not doing it for $100. It's like y'all literally have no value to the point where people can refuse you and it's not going to stop or affect their income. It literally, your service, your patronage, like your customer, your clientele does not matter. Like, we do not have to care about having you as a client because that's how invaluable y'all are.
Even when the SW, you know, the S workers are still shitting on you is insane, right? Insane. This is the thing where I've always been a thing, right? There are good people and bad people in everything. Every demographic. Women, men, alphabet people, right? All the sexual orientations. There are good and bad people in everything. Right? That's the thing. And the issue is that, you know, people got to realize that you choose to deal with these people, right? Here's the thing where I have pushed real clear self-reflection, where I could be here blaming my exes for the shit they put me through. But you know what? Or I could blame them, I could insult them, I could say a whole lot of shit about them. I came to realize, you know what? It's not them. It's me. I chose them, right? I am an adult, right? I chose to deal with these people. The outcomes were my choices because I chose these people. Either I didn't vet them well enough, either I ignore red flags, whatever. This is the point where you take accountability for your own actions, right? This is where I'm not hating on women, no. This is where I've always stand on my rule. I promote accountability, self-accountability. The only thing you can control is yourself. You cannot expect other people to do what you want them to do. So this is the thing where, just like the Fouad and James, right? They will do what they want to do. You cannot expect, oh, why aren't they protecting black women? Really? Really? Why would you deserve protection? You can't expect, oh, black men are terrible, but you deal with shitty black men. You are your profession, you are dealing with the cream of the crop of bad men. Honestly, right? The profession of SWs, right? S workers, you are dealing with the bottom of the barrel of bad men. Yes, great. You may get some good paying white men, Asian men, whatever, but they are usually not the best, okay? Right? Especially, let's say this, especially dealing with women. If men were doing great with women, they're not going to always, you know, deal with this, right? Always going to S work. Now, some do, right? I'm not putting off. Yeah, you could do that one, but it's like, think about this. Out of any kind of interaction, right? Any kind of interactions, that line of job will most likely open up your experiences to mostly bad men, right? I'm not saying all those men that pay for it are bad men, no, but balance of probability, the chances of you dealing with bad men is pretty high in that line of work, right? That's the thing where you have to understand that kind of perspective and think about, you know what? Maybe it's not black men are bad business. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Maybe it's not black men or bad business. Maybe it's that the men that come to me are bad business. But whatever, let's just shit on men or black men in general. But yeah, let's see.
You know men are guilty until proven otherwise, and they're never proven otherwise. So you guys put your trust in two men, it was your fault. and your fault alone. Why would you trust men? And it's just like, James and Fuhad, they like white women. Like, oh, we date all women. Just say you like white women. And you know what they say about black men that date white women. They like what they like. And you know they have that weird little chemistry going on between the two, buying each other cars and giggling and touching each other's shoulders when something is extremely funny, singing to each other. I mean, they like what they like. Why do you think they've been single for so long? I don't know, but that's just me. Never trust a man. And never trust a man you've never seen with a black woman. They say they've dated black women, but where's the proof? Where's the... You know men are guilty.
Is this what men should be protecting? The insults, the bitterness? This is what men should be protecting, right? The absolute misandry. Men are guilty, right? Automatically guilty until proven innocent. That's not how it works. Hell no. Hey, this is the thing. This is what men should be protecting, right? This right here. This is the insanity that men should be protecting. No.
And so proven otherwise. And they're never proven otherwise. So you guys put your...
Never proven otherwise. It's like, this is the bitterness. This is the thing, right? I've said it. Black women's strength is very admirable, right? But the problem is that strength has come from years of trauma. Trauma also begets bitterness, this ugliness, this toxicity. This is what this is the thing, right? You know what? It's sad, right? TikTok has been very toxic to my brain, right? Because it's so damaging to my mental health. But you know what? I do this to help other men to see that, the world will hate you, but you know what? You have to persevere. You have to understand the hypocrisy, the delusions of the world of women. So you don't need to question yourself, right? You have to understand the world around you. This is the hate you get right here. The hate you get, yet the expectations for you to protect women. And yet you receive so much hate. Okay? Last video I did were women saying that men should be born in prison. Or not the video. I did a video on TikTok where women are saying men should be born in prison and work themselves out. Right? The last live I did, right? A video in it where women said men are automatically born sexual predators. Automatically, right? They have a gene to be sexual predators. Like these three lines, right? These three lines. Men are born to be sexual predators. Men should be born in prison and work themselves out. Men are guilty until proven innocent, and they're never innocent. Fucking moth. I mean, I'm so annoyed. This is the thing where you watch if you guys watched the first clip I just had, right, on this stream. The first clip I had where that woman was putting down male loneliness epidemic. The three things I just told you, okay, are contributing factors to it. The hate that men receive, right? The hate that men receive. If these men aren't above average men, imagine how average men or below average men, right? The hate, the disdain, the ridicule that these men get. And you're surprised that these men can't get nobody? You're surprised? You're surprised that there's a male loneliness epidemic when society, right, pushes men are shit. Men are trash. I think it was the last one or something, where a woman or women did a musical. They created a musical purely saying men are trash. So this is what we're protecting. This is what we should protect. This is what we should care about. And I'm sorry, I said this, right? I love black women, but black women are one of the biggest perpetrators where they don't understand the harm they are doing. Okay? They are one of the most masculine ones, right? They're so bitter, they're so traumatized, they're so angry, they're so masculine, they're so aggressive that they don't understand the harm they are doing to their men and other men. Because again, I said it, I've dated black women, right? They don't understand the harm they're doing. And they think that, okay, you know what? Let me hurt men and still expect men to protect me.
Trusting two men was your fault and your fault alone. Why would you trust men? And it's just like, James and Fuhad, they like white women. Like, oh, we date all women. Just say you like white women.
It's like you want to force them to do what you. This is the thing. This is the thing where women just want to create their own narrative.
And you know what they say about black men that date white women. They like what they like.
It's like, and it's funny, right? In this video, we see it. Women are supposedly the biggest supporters of, gay men, yet they spew that profanity to all men constantly. It's like an insult if you are, gay.
And you know they have that weird little chemistry going on between the two, buying each other cars and giggling and touching each other's shoulders.
Being good friends? It's like honestly, it's like men can't be good friends unless you assume it's always gay. It's absolutely ridiculous where women will complain that men have no friends. And then if men have friends that are too friendly, now it's a red flag.
When something is extremely funny, singing to each other. I mean, they like what they like. Why do you think they've been single for so long? I don't know, but that's just me.
So being single for so long is a red flag, correct? So women being single for so long is not? And this is the thing, right? Men at a certain caliber, they're being single for so long is actually a smarter thing. Be more discerned, be more selective. This is the thing, when I will always support or recommend this. When you are at a certain caliber, right? When you reach a certain stage in life, be very selective. Because I'm sorry, people will use you. And when they use you, they will destroy you. So, yeah, it's not a terrible thing to be single, especially when you are at a certain level. And this is the insanity, right? Women constantly promote, being single. I mean, it's like women are the ones who are usually single for a long time, and yet they have so many options. It's like, it's back and forth. You saying being single for so long as an insult, yet women are doing it constantly. So when it's a woman who's been single for a long, it's fine. But when a man is single for so long, it should be questioned.
Never trust a man. And never trust a man you've never seen with a black woman. They say they've dated black women, but where's the proof?
Blue, I hope young men will understand that, right? We'll take that. Because if a woman is not building with you, question why is she picking you when you are already built. Question you because she has not been there through your bad times. You have to question, will she be there if bad times do happen? Okay, that's why if you reach a certain level, okay, you have to be selective. I'd rather you deal with plenty of women and not marry, and then marry a woman and then have her destroy what you built. This is the thing where a lot of women can understand. when men build shit, it is hard, right? He blood, sweat, and tears went into what he built, right? Years of sacrifice went into what a man built. Not like a woman, right? Not like a woman. So, you have to be selective when a woman wants to go into your kingdom, right? What you built. You have to always question that. Will she be there with you when you are down? Or will she be the one to bring you down?
Where's the... You know men are guilty.
I think this is what I'm saying, right? Women like this shows you that, I'm sorry, what is there worth protecting? What is there worth defending? Okay? Let's say hypothetically, right? Hypothetically, these two men, okay, defended black women on that podcast, right? Fragrant podcast. Okay, here's a woman that said that in her mind, right? She didn't make this video, right? But this is an alternate. This is what is it? A divergent path. Okay, let's say a divergent path. But in her mind, she already feels like these two men, right? Don't date black women. They're down low, right? They touchy, they're feely with each other, right? Because they're probably gay, right? That these men, you should not trust these men. They're guilty until proven guilty, and these men aren't ever, not guilty. So really, it's like, then what's the point? Right? What's the point? Because you already know. I'm glad that this shows you, right? This shows you the reality, what women actually think of men. Right here. This is what women actually think of men. I mean, if those two men defended black women, yeah, she probably would have made this video. But this now shows you that, you know what? No, this is what you actually think of men. What you actually thought of these guys. Right? So that's the insanity of it. That's the disgustingness, because this is the thing, right? Like, I want to preference, like I said, I have loved black women, most of my life, right? I've dated black women most of my life. I've said it. Probably the love of my life that I messed up, right, was a black woman. I messed that relationship up. So just to preface that, it saddens me, right, that the prevailing stereotype is this: the misandry, the attitude, the bitterness, the obvious trauma, the masculinity, the aggressiveness, the ugliness. This is the image right here of black women. This is the prevailing image of black women, and it's sad. It really is. And this is the thing where we have women that don't see what they're doing. What they're doing, right? They are just shooting out toxicity. But, it is what it is. What do you guys think? So, I thought the whole controversy was interesting. So I, talk about that. Here is a TikTok plus a video, right? Plus a YouTube video. But they kind of go with each other. I'm going to show this off. And it goes along with what I've been saying. So let's check this one out.
That mainstream media and even independent news outlets such as a Revolt TV, they uplift and they push women like this to the forefront because they actually want to destroy our ethnic image. They don't want black women shown in a favorable light. They want the culture to believe that we are combative and that we are dismissive and that we are just shameful and difficult to get along with. They do this on purpose to mar our image and to just remind everybody why we're at the bottom. To remind everyone why we are the least marriageable. To remind everyone why our community is not winning and that our outcomes are horrible. I am actually convinced.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, right? I'm trying to find that video again. See, that's the thing, right? With it is the yeah. I mean, this is the thing, right? It is. I think it's a sad thing, right? It is true. I mean, in my opinion, the black culture is suffering, right? Black community is suffering because the main image is the aggressive, dominating, masculine women controlling the whole community or fragmenting the whole community, right? I think it's suffering, right? There's no feminine, image in the black community. There isn't. There's only aggressive, combative women, and I think that's sad. So why I showed that little clip, it leads to this one, right? So let's check this out. This is from Pink Book Lessons. I think she's amazing, right, with her commentary. So let's check this one out.
Promising black people in 4 years.
That was a valid question. That was a valid
Let's get the next person up.
I understand what you're
don't ever do that with me though. Don't ever do that with me. You'll get your friend embarrassed. Play with your little friends.
I would never be embarrassed.
Out of order, especially for a woman that's a half-century old, older than anybody else on stage. With the job of maintaining a level of decorum on the panel, she did nothing but the opposite. That was to embarrass and shame anybody she didn't agree with.
As a former foster child, had I aged out, I would have only left the orphanage with a garbage bag full of clothes, and they would have given me a $700 check a month and told me good luck. So I think that it's disgusting, a spit in the face to kids like me who didn't ask to be born into the situations that we were born into, that we would never be able to qualify for the resources that are literally being given to somebody else.
Michaela,
is
in
what's driving
addition to
the
that,
vote.
Michaela, I
Should
would like
they
to
be-
ask you a question.
Okay, hold on,
You were in
guys.
foster care in which state?
California. The same California that is giving $150,000
And can I ask you
to
this?
illegal migrants. But if my
0%,
sister,
zero
who
down.
just aged out of foster care
But they
2
wouldn't
years
give
ago,
you
she wasn't
Hold on,
given
wait a minute.
Do just
Then
that.
there ain't no point in talking about that destitute situation.
It is.
Let's move on.
Because right now people are
Let's
being
move on.
allocated resources.
Let's let
and we
it
have
move.
people who
No,
need
but
those
the
resources.
conservatives say you
We're
don't
talking
need the
about the fact
resources.
that we're not prioritizing
Let's
American
let Young
citizens.
Johnson. No, but that
we're
wasn't what
talking
I
about
asked
we're
you.
not prioritizing
No, you
American
heard me say at the
citizens.
beginning of what I said that I'm
A little while back, right, or maybe a while back, I did a video where I said that this is why I cannot have a. I've always thought about if I should have a, do a podcast, a real straight like podcast with a co-host or with a panel and include women. I don't think I could ever do it, right? And I'm sorry, like, especially not black women. And this is it. I preference that I've talked to plenty of intelligent women, but this is the thing where emotion is always there. With a lot of women in general and with a lot of black women in general, emotion is always there. You're always going to argue over each other. You're always going to it's like you cannot convince her otherwise, and you cannot talk to her civilly. It is like such terrible listening, in my opinion, right? That's why I would never have a co-host or a panel of people that would just argue over each other or just never make sense, and they're just trying to prove a point or just trying to have a screaming match. It's so unbearable.
believe it should go to American citizens first. I said that, ma'am.
Okay,
I just
so
asked you
I'm
what was
pointing
your
out the fact
response.
that when we're talking about immigration, we understand that
But that wasn't
Republicans
what I
would
asked
not
you.
give out these resources.
That's all I want.
And this is the thing, right? I mean, yes. I feel like I've been there, right? Where I'm not here to save any woman, right? I'm not here, especially these aggressive, these dominant, these strong, independent women. I'm not here to save you, and I've learned that, right? I can tell you this: I've learned that. I've thought, oh my God, I want to be the white what is it? That white knight, right? Of so many women I've dated, right? And like I said, I've dated predominantly black women. I wanted to be that knight in shining armor to women that are strong, independent, to learn that they would just shit on me, right? They would just mistreat me. I learned that no, I'm done with that. I'm done with that. I'm not here to save you, and You know, I'm not here to be used, abused, and ridiculed and looked down upon, mistreated. No. Because honestly, it is the strong, independent women that will mistreat you. Right? Especially if you're a good man who steps up to try to be good, try to treat her well, try to, you know, save her, whatever. Those are the women who will be one of the first women to mistreat you. So I've learned from those mistakes where, you know, you are strong and independent for a reason. I'm gonna let you be there, right? You want to be strong and independent? You don't need me. You don't need no man.
My point is Democrats are only proposing that these resources go to a certain group, and black people need to pay attention to the fact that y'all won't get those resources. That's the point. Y'all go ahead. Y'all move on. I'm right.
We said that it's not about right or wrong.
It is right.
No.
They're both terrible, right? This is a I'm sorry, this effing moth. She's a conservative black woman, but here's the thing, right? And I've been there. When you are, and like I said, right, I don't know how other women are because I haven't dated other women, but when you are talking with a black woman, your emotions are going to come out. So you guys are going to be arguing back and forth. You guys are always going to be in your emotions, trying to fight, trying to see who wins. I've learned that I don't want that. I can't deal with that.
It's not.
It is right. Black people won't get those resources, and therefore you should not vote for a Democrat who would allow foster children, veterans who lost limbs fighting for this country, veterans like you and this man here, not get those resources.
We agree. Girl, relax.
So if Democrats are giving them out, then why haven't Democrats given them to black people?
I'm not talking about no Democrats. I asked
why
who was
haven't they given them to black
people?
people?
Is something wrong with her?
No.
There's something wrong with her.
See, this clown tried to disrespect and clown the other woman the whole time, while creating this love and hip-hop circus with her nasty, condescending attitude. I'm talking about an agent of chaos. She will get everybody hyped up and then say, relax, relax, relax. She'll deflect by telling them to relax over and over again, then pointing at them like something is wrong with them. With the guy, she's like, it's something on your mouth. She used that to make him be quiet.
In the comment,
from abortion, but that don't mean that I don't know that it's wrong.
Right.
See, one of the issues we have in our community,
relax, soldier, relax.
The issue that
Remember
we have
on
in
the
our
airport.
community.
Hold on, tone it down. Relax.
Fair enough.
Come on, you foaming at the mouth. Relax, baby. Relax. You foaming? Relax.
Then with the woman, she's like, is something wrong with her?
Giving them to black people.
I'm not talking about no Democrats. I asked
why
who was your
giving them to black people?
Is something wrong with her?
No.
There's something wrong with her.
Like, ma'am, everybody can see what you're doing. You don't have this position right now because you're intelligent. There's nothing feminine about this woman. There's an energy about a feminine woman that could still get the job done and communicate to everybody more effectively to actually have a decent conversation. This whole conversation is pointless because it's only filled with shame, insult, and guilt tactics, along with this hound dog energy.
Y'all see how she's trying to switch it to make it seem like something's wrong with me when all I'm trying to do is point out the fact that black people are not being prioritized in the administration. Therefore, when you ask about what Republicans are doing for us, what are Democrats doing for y'all? Besides putting you last.
Nobody asked you that.
Thank you.
Nobody asked you that. What I'm asking you now is to let young
John, please go ahead and share your thoughts.
I'm asking you to share your thoughts. I didn't ask you any of that. Girl, relax.
I had to put it in there because I saw where you were trying to pigeonhole it, and I wasn't
going to ask you a simple question. You the one that was at Chick-fil-A, wasn't you?
No, yeah, it was me.
Okay, yeah, I thought so.
What does that mean? Does that prove a point of some sort?
No, I just want to know. It's a simple question. Why y'all can't answer simple questions? What's wrong with it? Let us finish. Girl, relax.
No, but people try to associate Chick-fil-A and
no, I asked because I wanted to make sure there was one because you was in there.
But I was also the girl who spoke at the rally. I was
and so was I.
I'm also the girl who mobilizes HBCU students every year. I'm also the one who provides internships and jobs to these kids. So stop acting like all I am is a girl that showed up at Chick-fil-A. Let's not do that.
Do you want to do the receipt?
If I had the opportunity to meet a president and it happened to be at Chick-fil-A, I'm going. I'm going. If I can meet a president, how many people in this room have met a president? Okay, can you not care where you meet him at? If I ran in a truck at a gas station, I would have been just as excited.
The anger and jealousy that was oozing out of this insecure, immature woman that's nearly 50 years old is crazy. She should have the wisdom of a grandmother by now, and it's not normal to behave like this.
I can tell you this, right? She was the moderator to this. I think that's the problem, right? Moderators create the rules. It's chaos. It's absolute chaos. But this is the thing. Moderators need to create the rules. where you have a certain, but she will show you, right? She interjects a lot. So really, honestly, with a moderator like this, you will make your other people in their feelings as well. So you created this, when you are part of this environment, you're the creator of chaos.
100% out of order.
It's my show, man. See, that's the problem. You keep forgetting. Ain't but one sister on here that on Fox News. Ain't but one that do 100 hits on Fox News. They don't call this sister. They call me.
They call me.
How many you do a year? How many do you do a year?
I've literally done 30 in the
Baby, I do 100 every
year. And I've said what I do.
This is the moderator. Like you are in competition with the people. It's like, seriously.
100 per year. I do 100 per year.
And I just came on the scene.
I'm a big dog.
The jealousy that was clearly displayed on stage for a woman half her age was super.
Yo, Rashid, correct. I do agree. I've said it. There are good black women out there. The problem is that this is the very prevalent image of black women. And yes, there are good black women out there, but in all honesty, there's not enough. There's not enough.
Embarrassing and real life proof of what I'm always telling young women. But listen, there was a lot of gaslighting on TV the night this was broadcasting. I have to say though, Revolt was the worst. It was unprofessional, embarrassing, chaotic, and as long as they have that hyena they call the host of the show on there, they should never be taken seriously. Yeah, I can blame her, but that's not enough. I gotta place the responsibility at the feet of whoever's running Revolt now. It's not Diddy, so who knows who it is. It was definitely the most serious, unserious program that night because they allowed this woman to come in there and orchestrate so much chaos and turn everything into this big joke. This lady is a liability. She had your audience members about to fight each other physically. And I'm surprised there wasn't a fight on stage. They tried to turn Magic City into Fight Night and package it to viewers as a real news program. Yeah, absolutely crazy. I had to get it out of the way first. Whoever's greenlighting this chaos over at Revolt, you're the problem. Now, the horrible host of this awful Revolt.
I do agree with that, right? This is the problem, right? Like Blue says, yep, it's hard to tell the good from the bad. You might as well not even take the chance. This is a thing where we don't have enough people calling this out, right? We have one person, like Pink Book Lessons. This is the image that you want to promote for your community. This is why, honestly, a lot of Asian people, they don't try to do this stuff. Because again, this is entertainment, right? This is entertainment. This is what will draw in people, right? The chaos, the drama, the ugliness and toxicity. And I think that's sad, right? For any community, this is what you push out. I'm sorry. Where I'm standing, I've said this, right? I support all men, all good men. I support all good men. And I will support good black men. This is disgusting to point out, to push out as an image to your community.
5th grade news show. She had it out for Michaela Montgomery the whole night after this comment was made.
And I do want to say this, and this is, I mean, Tez, I know you said one thing, you said, hey, you know, you sit next to a big dog, you sit next to a big dog. But out of that whole stage right there, if Trump wins, only one of y'all going to the White House, and that's Michaela right there. And so we got to be honest on what we got to know. We have to know. No, what I'm saying is, hold on. Out of the whole crowd, only one person. Hold on, let me just.
Now, I have to say the moderator was already on 100 before. She was cutting everybody off, asking questions, not letting anybody else answer after she posed a question to them, ultimately attempting to babble and argue her way to answer her own questions. She was doing that from the beginning of the show, but when he made that comment, she spiraled out of control and started comparing herself to the woman that's half her age on stage.
Go ahead, brother.
And this is why the black people, when it comes down to a divide,
focus on
when it comes down to a divide in our community, this is why, because we're talking about everybody being so politically correct instead of in 4 years, what are we going to get? You mentioned chaos. Black people have been in chaos way before this debate ever started. We're in chaos in the homeless shelters. We're in chaos when it comes to the Department of Labor. We're in chaos with the fact that Jock has to bring out laptops for the kids because there's not enough resources in our community.
Right.
And so when we have a sister with a different opinion than ours, it's about giving that respect. And the fact
So
that
hold on, wait a minute. I gotta wait. No, you're not. No, I'm gonna stop you because you're going on and on.
And-
this sister here is the one that invited this sister. So if I did not respect this sister, she wouldn't be sitting here. You're gonna put some respect on that. We're not gonna sit up here. No, you can get frustrated and look down at this all of.
Yo, Skull, thank you for coming by. You are amazing. Bro, I missed you. Not because you donate. I missed that you come by and stop by. Your physical support is amazing. This is just sad, right? This is just sad that I don't know. I mean,
relax. Well, we gotta make sure.
Oh yeah, okay. Blue made me think about it, right? This is the thing where she said she invited her, but this is the thing. Your ego is in the way. You invited her to what? To ridicule her? To put her down? That's not showing respect.
Sure, we're very clear. This platform was designed to bring this sister here. So if there was no respect for this sister, she wouldn't be here. So let's make sure we're using the right context, brother. I don't mind you making the point about one sister going. This is the only sister on this stage that want to go. So let's also make that clear, because I don't work in no White House. So I want to be clear about that. Everybody ain't trying to get a job in the White House. You can continue, but let's not act like she's not respected, because she is. We just have a difference of opinion.
when people are yelling about who's a big dog.
I am a big dog.
And what I'm saying is,
I'm a big dog.
Out of this whole stage, only one person was standing on the stage with a presidential
and
candidate.
only one person on this stage flipped Michigan. And only one person on this stage
Okay.
organized over 2,000 people every year. Only one person was the racial justice director for Bernie Sanders. Only one, because remember, you don't want to do resumes, because the sister already said she don't have no resume. So you might want to back.
Is that really respect? Is that really respect to her? This is, it's like, I'm sorry. Yes. Are there good black women? Of course. Of course. But I think a lot, good or not, they're suffering from ego. They're suffering from selfishness. They're suffering from lack of femininity. They're suffering from the strong, independent mindset. A lot of them. This is probably an extreme degree because she's older, but we have a lot of younger women who are mirroring their ideology from a woman like this. Okay? And that's why they treat a lot of men with no respect. They treat a lot of men with aggression, with bitterness. They treat a lot of men like combativeness, right? Like you're competing with men. Your ego is in the way.
Yeah, you did. You said you don't have like the rest of Ain't but one sister the senior public policy advisor for Ben Crump. Let's go on to the next. Ain't but one sister signed the front of the check for 1,000 people. Oh, baby, I know you don't want to start doing the only sister. I know you don't want to start doing the only sister receipts, because ain't but one sister served in the United States Air Force. Let's go on to the next person, because I don't like the passive aggressive diss, because I run these receipts down. So let's go on, because ain't but one sister served this country on this here panel.
4 years from now, black people have to decide what they're going to get at the end of the year. At the end of
to a whole veteran.
and we're dealing with the disrespect right here. 4 years. What are black people going to get at the
Because you heard us say she don't have the resume that I got. So go on to the next sister. I'm not going to handle your passive aggressive distance. Baby, I'll run these receipts down on you. I'll run these receipts down on you. You talking to a whole veteran. So baby, ain't nobody impressed about working in no White House. I done turned it down. Ain't but one sister on here that on Fox News. Ain't but one that do 100 hits on Fox News. They don't call this sister, they call me.
They call me.
But how many you do a year? How many do you do a year?
I literally do 30 in the
Baby, I
past
do
2 months.
100 every
In a
year.
year. And I've said what I
do
did in the last
100
2
per
months.
year.
Competing. Seriously, the ego, the narcissism. I'm going to show you guys for entertainment, but this is, for me personally, it's unbearable. I hate women that argues like this. I really, really do.
I do 100 per year.
And I just came on the
I'm a
scene,
big
so
dog.
by the end of the
I
year,
love my
maybe I'll be
sister.
there.
I love my sister, but you're not going to
But
divide
you can't
us.
deny
Move on to
the real thing's going to be.
Yo, Skull Nation, you are crazy. Thank you. And yes, imagine waking up to that. I'm sorry. As bad as it sounds, I don't be surprised when men would cheat. Right? This is the thing where probably a lot of people don't understand. A lot of men are waking up to this. Right? A woman like this, a lot of men are waking up to this. Now, I don't condone cheating, but, you know, you can't be surprised.
We need to really talk about black people in 4 years. What are we going to get in 4 years? Let's not talk about the criminal. Let's not talk about the charges. 4 years. What are we going to? What is Harris promising black people in 4 years?
That was the valid question. That was a valid question. Let's get the next person up. Let's get the next person up. I understand what you're saying. Don't ever do that with me, though. Don't ever do that with me. You'll get your friend embarrassed. Play with your little friends. I would never be embarrassed.
This was the most idiotic crash out response ever. It was actually a comment that didn't even need a response. But her ego and low self-esteem couldn't handle another woman being perceived as being in a better position than her. Super unnecessary. She was so jealous she escalated the whole situation to outright disrespect towards the other woman. See, young lady.
And you know, I've heard these stories, right? Where let's say this. I've heard stories where women says that working with other women is terrible, right? I have heard stories, women saying working with other women is terrible. They rather work with men because women are so jealous, so competitive. They will be cutthroat, right? They will be after you because you are another woman in the workplace. I've heard women say working with other women, either a boss or coworker, is the worst. They rather work with men.
Ladies, I've been saying this for a long time now, and I know some people didn't want to accept it, really the older ones still running interference. You can't get the advice you need from them, you can't get the support you need from them, because they really have an agenda to sabotage you. They put bad ideas in your head and steer you into destruction, loneliness, misery, and struggle. Why? Because misery needs company. They won't tell you that they messed up in life, so don't be like them. No, they do the opposite. They tell you to do exactly what they did so you end up in the same spot. For years, I've been telling you that they've been recruiting all the younger women to be like them. And if you don't...
You know, Skull said this, right? I agree with him. This hurt the cause more than help. This is a thing where I do agree. Women like this is hurtful. Hurtful to the black image. Hurtful to the black community. I did a live 1 or 2 lives ago, right? Where I was talking about... you guys might not know it. Please check that one live out, right? It was a live about a black creator. She promotes marriage, family, finding a good guy, you know, not going through a whole bunch of bodies, right? So she talks very feminine, very, you know, doesn't scream, doesn't, you know, have like, you know, big boss matches, whatever, big dog matches. No. That's why I was promoting her. I was supporting her, right? Because like I said, there are good black women out there, right? Good black women that promotes femininity, that promotes, you know, morality, principle, right? And that's why I did that live. Please check it out, right? Let's see. I think it was it was a live I did a couple lives ago. I mean, like probably 1 or 2 lives ago. Probably 2 lives ago, right? Or 3 lives ago. Like, it's pretty much, yeah, it's like, are black women the biggest haters of black men? So check that live out if you want to see. Women like that, and I did one of that, we need more of. So, yeah.
Join the Black Feminism Sorority of lifelong degeneracy and failure, then they will bully you and make you feel like an outsider. Well, I'm here to tell you, don't feel bad about being an outsider.
Yo, Oren, you know what? It's, you know, I want to meet someone that's a flat earther, because that's like, I honestly, I want to see how insane people are, right? With that craziness in person. That would be interesting.
Because the levels of the devil that's inside with them, that's some heat you don't want to feel. You don't see any femininity. That's a very bad look. No amount of makeup and weave can hide that unpleasant energy. It's a repellent not only to men, but women too. And women, you have to stay away from it because it'll rub off on you. If you're a day one supporter, you already know my favorite law. Avoid the unhappy, avoid the unlucky. This is why. This is not feminine or inspirational. Nothing pretty about it at all. Very ugly behavior. And it doesn't matter if you agree with the guest. As a moderator of a debate, your job isn't to argue with the participants. You're supposed to be there to maintain decorum in the conversation, not cause chaos and stir everybody up. I have to show you this. The Jezebel energy was so strong, it permeated through the whole building. The audience members even started arguing with each other.
Yeah, I just want to speak to the people in the Christian community. As a Christian, I'm actually very disappointed in some of their point of views, including the rights. Tell people, I've heard a couple of conversations, people saying that a man can't tell me what I need to do with my body. But as a Christian, I just feel like, how can you agree with something or someone who says, when the Lord had already said, do not murder? So how can you agree with somebody who said, yeah, let's go ahead and abort, even when they have came out the womb? You know what I'm saying? And then the lady back there who said, Kara, was that your name? Who said, how can we agree with someone who said grab people by the vagina? Well, as a Christian, I'm agreeing with Trump, and I don't identify with necessarily either party, but this year I am Team Trump because of his policies. Most of the ones, when I go by line, they agree with Jesus' principles that's laid out in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? So I can't be mad at someone who half of his principles is aligned with the Bible. I can't disagree with someone who is against the LGBTQIA, DEI plus agendas with men, including men, playing in women's sports. I cannot agree with someone who's going to go ahead and take away our gun reform when in the Bible, Jesus is actually for us protecting ourselves. Somewhere in Luke, he definitely said, here's 2 swords. Okay. That is enough.
So let's let because she was talking to her in the pink, so she wanted to comment. Come on, sis, because we're running out of time.
Okay. The first thing God called us to do is love.
Correct.
And I think a lot of our speech, yes, 100% has been inflammatory, but he's called us to love and not judge.
Correct.
Second thing God gave us is free will. It's not up to us to decide the cost of somebody's sins and how we're going to act out this person's punishment. So when you sit there and say that Trump's policies align with Jesus Christ, do you hear his speech? Do you hear his speech though?
He can work on his heart.
But God says in the Bible, judge a man by his fruits. His fruits. Hold on. Please don't talk over me. His fruits are inflammatory. His fruits are rotten. So please don't disrespect my Jesus Christ like that. Okay, my family was and let me also go back just a little bit more. My family was very instrumental. And let me also say, my family was very instrumental. Is this mic on? Can people hear me?
I feel like it was
okay.
But go ahead, we can't hear you.
Yeah.
And I'm also saying this as a person whose family was instrumental in founding the AME Church. I don't know where your relationship with God went wrong, and I'll retract that because I can't judge where you're. But I think you need to go back to the Bible a little bit more and have some one-on-one time with Him to really think about whether the person that you're calling to represent this country actually represents Jesus Christ, or whether he's actually thwarting Jesus' word.
You said that I'm disrespecting Jesus Christ, but what is disrespectful when he is the one who creates life? I think anybody who's a Christian can say he is the end all be all. He is the Alpha and Omega. He is the only one responsible to life. So what is disrespectful to the Lord Jesus Christ is him giving you a baby and giving you life and you dropping it at his feet saying, I don't want it, because you don't want to control who you having sex with. If you do not want to have a baby with somebody that you don't want a baby with, you don't need to be having sex with that person. Maybe you need to close your legs. Maybe that's what you need to do, because you just don't want to be responsible with your body count. You want to use I don't want a man telling me what to do with my body as an output and as an excuse. But that is not. You telling me I'm disrespectful and I need to revisit? Maybe you need to revisit.
Okay, so when you relax. We wanted to pass. We want nobody. We get this one.
Yeah, this is the thing where, could you just like we've been saying, right? Imagine waking up to this. Here's a woman that's chaos. You think the people around her doesn't feel that energy, that chaotic energy? This is what she produces. So no duh.
Conversation.
How is it irrelevant if we're talking about policies?
Sis, hold on.
It's irrelevant, young lady.
Can't hear. Let's let
it's irrelevant because there's this such thing called separation between church and state. Your religious beliefs, if you will just let me finish, Your religious beliefs do not supersede my right as an American to not subscribe to that if I so choose. The government does not allow, the government is not inside my bedroom. The government shouldn't be inside your bedroom.
And side note, ever since she said something about LGBT, the woman in the audience, this one right here started looking more and more like Billy Porter. I already told you, most of the black men like the Roland Martins, the Bakari sellouts, the ones trying to stop us from running away from the Democrat plantation, they're either flaming hot like Billy Porter or low-key Andrew Gillum. It's a lot of questionable sassiness. And if it's not that, the beta male tendencies are screaming out loud.
You should probably just take your religious beliefs and have them inside of your house of faith.
I can't.
So we're done. Hold on. We're moving on.
I just want to make one
No.
sentence to end it.
I
No,
can't
I'm not gonna
because
say
they're
anything
literally
rebuttal.
having me. We got to move on. We got to
Girl,
move on.
and you got to respect me. I don't know who you think you talking to, but I can get up in here real quick.
I swear to God. I mean, this is the thing, right? This is God. This is the thing. This is pure. Like, I'm sorry, right? This is the thing where this is what we push out. It's just drama after drama, chaos after chaos. I don't know. I just think it's sad. But what do you guys think? What do you guys think? All right, let's do another one. Yeah, I think they do like to argue. Yeah, it's tiring. All right, here's another. This one triggered me, right? This one triggered me. All right.
Get a vasectomy if they do one of these 3 things. Number 1, default on child support. If you're not paying child support for your current children, you have no business having more children that you can't afford. Number 2, get charged with domestic violence. There's no need for elaboration on that. Number 3, they don't participate in their current children's life. I'm sorry, but if you decide not to be a part of your children's life, having another child isn't going to change that or fix that. And you're not going to become a good dad just because you pumped another one out. I feel like we are so quick to force women onto birth control, which is one of the most poisonous things on this planet. And men should be held more accountable. Just my 2 thoughts. I think men should be forced to get a vasectomy if they do one of these 3 things. Number 1.
It's always insane to me that women are the ones to promote my body, my choice. And yet, you can have the audacity to have a rule or judgment on men's body. It's like the pure hypocrisy in that. That you cannot see, like, this is the thing, right? If you are a supporter, right, of my body, my choice, right? The Roe v. Wade crap, if women, freedom of choice, right? If women want to do whatever they want to do, they can do it, right? If you are 100% a supporter of that, and then to flip that, you know what? I think men should get a vasectomy because of that. Really? Really? So when it comes to women, you support my body, my choice, right? Yet when it comes to men, you're willing to do forced surgery on men. For whatever reason you have. It's like, how about be consistent? Like, really be consistent. Because again, none of the things she will talk about, which I'm going to play again, are crimes. None of the things she talked about are crimes. Okay? They're not crimes. And to be honest, the level of, let's say this, a man that neglects his child, right? A man that leaves his child is different than a woman that deletes her child, right? It's drastically different in my opinion. Now, I'm not saying that one is better than the other one or whatever that, but there are clear differences to it. So really, it's fine for you like, oh, I support women choosing if they don't want it, right? To delete a future human being. But you know what? If men are not good fathers, they should get forced surgery. It's like the absolute hypocrisy in that. And women like this, they won't see that. You know what? They won't put the same argument, the same energy towards women. And there are plenty of women that are shitty mothers. Plenty. Yet you don't get that same energy from women. We'll play this and I'll talk about it again.
One, default on child support. If you're not paying child support for your current children, you have no business having more children that you can't afford. Number 2, get charged with domestic violence. There's no need for elaboration on that. Number 3, they don't participate in their current children's life. I'm sorry, but if you decide not to be a part of your children's life, having another child isn't going to change that or fix that. And you're not...
Okay, getting charged with domestic violence. There's a crime with there is penalty for that already. Now, unless you want to change, that one, yes, that's a crime. The other two, I don't really think so, but well, let's replay that one. I forgot. Let's go back to what she says.
Children, you have no business having more children that you can't afford. Number 2.
So can't afford it. It's not really a crime, right? And it's not really a crime. So to do forced surgery, poor people have children all the time.
Get charged with domestic.
And this is the thing. Okay, so if he can't afford it, she needs child support. She can't afford it too. Does that mean that she should have a hysterectomy? She can't afford the child herself. No, that energy is only reserved for men.
Violence. There's no need for elaboration on that. Number 3,
Now, if a woman, and if you guys, I think I'm gonna eventually do a video on all these teachers that are, doing crimes against their students. Would she say that these women need hysterectomies? I don't think so.
don't participate in their current children's life. I'm sorry, but if you decide not to be a part of your children's life, having another child isn't going to change that or fix that. And
here's the thing. Why not just say people? Right? Why stick it to only men? Because this shows you the hypocrisy where, okay, so if women do the exact same thing, that means because now you have to question that. Do you also mean that if women do the exact same thing, should they get a hysterectomy? Should they be forced to never produce again? No.
You're not going to become a good dad just because you pumped another one out. I feel like we are so quick to force women onto birth control, which is one of the most poisonous things on this planet.
It's not one of the most poisonous things on the planet. There's a whole lot more poisonous things on this planet. And here's the thing. There's condoms. There's Plan B. There's, what is it? There's other things than birth controls, right? So really, there's other things. And to be honest, it's kind of ridiculous. The most poisonous things on this planet. Birth control is the most poisonous things on this planet. Yet it is okay for women to delete children. Okay, that makes sense.
And men should be held more accountable. Just my 2 thoughts.
How about people? People should be held more accountable. Why does men should be held more accountable? So that means women don't need to be held accountable, right? That's the hypocrisy I point out. I do not hate women. My language is not, oh, I hate women. No, my language is I hold everyone accountable, right? I hold everyone accountable for their words, for their actions. It just so happens that women are so much more delusional, and their hypocrisy shows. Let's do this.
Jesus Christ. Any person who is not in the position to want or have kids within their lifetime should take accountability and do what they need to do to ensure that they don't end up having a child. This video is simply just highlighting how society's fix to this is to just stick women on birth control. But what about the men? Did you know that women are only fertile for 24 hours within a month? And men are typically fertile all the time? Men taking accountability for their fertility and making a decision as to if they are a right fit to be a parent needs to be talked about more and needs to happen more. I'm also the farthest thing from a hypocrite. I myself got my tubes removed when I decided that I was not in a position to want or have more kids. Accountability, people. Accountability. Jesus Christ.
And yet you don't understand it as well. You don't understand it. You didn't talk about your man. You didn't talk about your man, meaning... Good. Yes. I mean, I'm all for it. I'm all for women. You want to stay single for the rest of your life? Go for it. You want to be childless? Go for it. Right? But this is the thing. That is hypocrisy. That is a hypocrite. Because again, your words were only towards men. Only towards men. You ignore that women commit or do the exact same actions.
Any person who is not in the position to want or have kids within their lifetime should take accountability and do what they need to do to ensure that they don't end up having a child.
Yeah, but is your thought is that, you know what? You had thought men should have a vasectomy. So is your also view is that women should have forced hysterectomies or tube tying? This is the thing. It has to go both ways. If it doesn't, then you're a hypocrite.
This video is simply just highlighting how society's fix to this is to just stick women on birth control. But what about the men? Did you know that women are...
This is the thing. You don't have to go on birth control. You also don't have to have sex with these men. You could force them to have a condom, right? Wear a condom. Or not have sex with these men. Or, right? Plan B. It's like this is the thing, right? Here's how you hold men accountable. Not forcing a vasectomy, because again, if you do that, that is a line that now you cross that is going to be very blurry. Because now if you can force a man to have a vasectomy, guarantee you can and you should force women to in the same situations. Okay? How women hold men accountable is that you don't have sex with them. You don't take away the consequences. You don't take away the consequences. You don't reward bad behavior. You don't reward bad behavior. If he's a terrible man, you don't have sex with him. If he's a bad man, you don't give kids to him.
Only fertile for 24 hours within a month, and men are typically fertile all the time. Men taking accountability for their fertility and making a decision as to if they are a right fit to be a parent needs to be talked about more and needs to happen more. I'm also the farthest thing from a hypocrite. I myself got my tubes removed when I decided that I was not in a position to want or have more kids.
What makes you a hypocrite is that you don't apply your same thought to women. Not that it doesn't make you a hypocrite that you did it yourself. No. What makes you a hypocrite is that you deem that for these reasons, men should get a vasectomy, should be forced to get a vasectomy. Yet, for the same reasons, you didn't apply that to women. That's where you become a hypocrite. And that's the thing, right? Honestly, I've said this in a video, right? One, this is going to extremes, vasectomies and all that stuff, right? Two is that women have to understand. Bad men will do bad things. They don't care. These men don't need to reflect if they will be good fathers or not, because they don't care. They don't care to be good fathers. They didn't want to be good fathers. They just want to use women. There are men like that out there. Plenty of men like that out there. But how do you hold these terrible men accountable? Not deal with them, right? There are Chads, there are Tyrones, there are Pookies, there are players, there are bad boys for a reason. You don't deal with them. You don't have, you know what? You don't have sex out of wedlock. Boom. It is that is what holds men accountable, right? If he thought it was good enough to have sex with you, to impregnate you, he should have thought it'd be good enough to marry you. Yet, women destroyed that, boundary. They are having sex with men out of wedlock. They are giving kids to men out of marriage. So, you know what? At the end of the day, if women are not holding men accountable, why should the law? Right? And plus, it's funny that a woman like this would be a supporter of Roe v. Wade, right? Of freedom of choice. Yet, she's also a supporter of controlling men's bodies. The hypocrisy in that is very evident. Okay. I saw this TikTok and I thought it was interesting, right? I think it goes with tonight's kind of theme or viewpoints. So let's check it out.
Sometimes it's hard to work with other black women. Like, a lot of y'all are just so fucking combative and so angry for no reason. Like, I came to check up on you because you seem all sad and down and whatnot. The first thing you do is make these stupid ass facial expressions. I'm okay. Then you turn around and say something, I don't talk to nobody unless they say something to me first. Like, bitch, what? Like, ho, you're not special. Saying hello goes both ways. And with that combative ass attitude, I can see why nobody says anything to you first. Like, I hate being around black women who are always so fucking angry. Like, damn, bitch, you ain't never happy? That's one stereotype about black women that's true. Because most black women they hate each other. Most of them are always upset and they always have an attitude for no reason. It's just like, calm the fuck down. Go touch some grass or something. Go to the water park. Like, go have a cocktail or something. You sit up here and wonder why I'm always trying to avoid you. Like, bitch, I don't want to be around you. I don't want to be around that bullshit ass energy. Like, damn, ho, you be sitting up here turning anthills into mountains. And it don't even be that fucking serious. Sometimes.
Here's a black woman saying it, right? But this is a thing where it kind of goes along with why I said this, right? I've said this before. As women age, they become red flags. As women gain life experience, they become bigger red flags. Because life experience will only beget, or majority of the time, it will only beget trauma, right? So let's say this, right? 18. You're 18. A woman's 18. Fresh out of whatever, high school, shit like that. She gets with one man. Now, one man treated her terribly. Boom, trauma. At 18, one man. 24, boom. Deal with another man, trauma. Let's say this. 26, 27, 28, boom, so on, so on. 30, boom, so on, so on. More trauma. Dealing with terrible men. Because honestly, women pick terrible men. Women are terrible at picking men, right? Women are terrible at picking men. So one of the things that make women bitter, that makes women hard to deal with, combative, aggressive, is the trauma they receive from the men they chose, right? Yes, life will always put you trauma too, but honestly, I think a lot of people's traumatic experience is with the opposite gender. So this is the thing where I've said this, right? Is that is what women need to be more selective about. Like, don't get into a relationship with just anybody. Don't have sex with just anybody. Don't have kids with just anybody. Because again, all those traumatic experiences, all those bad experiences will just make you worse. Will just make you a bad person to be with, a bad partner, someone you can't compromise with, someone you can't deal with. All those experiences only add up and make you a worse person to be with. Okay? Even around, like, let's say, friendship, right? All those, you're distrusting of people. You probably, like, now you may have bad tendencies, like you may cheat, shit like that. Right? All those traumatic experiences this is the thing, right? It goes and things like, why do women's past matter? Why do body counts matter? Because again, the more you experience, the more likely you gained trauma from those experiences. It's highly unlikely that, throughout the years of your life, you only gain positive experiences in your life, right? Highly unlikely, because that's practically impossible in my opinion, right? So because the more time you spend in life doing your things, making your choices in life, you most likely make bad choices, right? And those bad choices will just turn you ugly, turn you bitter. And it'll just make you an angry person. So this is the thing where, can you be surprised that an older man, right, who's maybe at a place where, he's better, he's a good spot in his life, will go for a younger woman where, she hasn't gone through as much trauma as, let's say, a woman that's his age, right? She's probably not as bitter, not as hard to deal with, not as chaotic, right? Can't be surprised, right? I'm not saying I'm a big supporter of age gap dating, because honestly, it's not really that big as people pointed out, because not many people do that, right? People usually date within their age range, but you can't be surprised that men would date much younger women. You can't be surprised that men are now thinking about, what's your body count? Because again, your body count most likely shows you that, you dealt with a lot of men, and a lot of those men most likely put trauma onto you, right? Build walls that the next man now has to destroy or climb over. That's the significance of body count or age gap dating. Those are things that, men do not want to deal with. Men don't want to deal with your chaoticness, your bitterness, your trauma-filled emotional attacks or whatever, right? Men don't like it. They don't want to deal with it. It is hard because, again, I dated women where, wow, she was so traumatic, right? She had so much problems. And I was like, I just got to know you, right? We just went on 1 or 2 dates. I really don't want to do that now. I really don't want to deal with a woman that's so trauma-filled. I just got to know you. It's not like we've been in a marriage for 10 years and, you now you have something to deal with where now we have to do this together. No, I just got to know you and you are insane. So men don't want to deal with that shit. Period. Right? You're not old sympathy. You're not old understanding. You're not old a man going through your trauma-filled life, right? Your trauma-filled personality. To who knows? Like, this is the thing, right? I've been in so many relationships trying to be the white knight, trying to be the man that saves a woman, right? And then what did I get? Right? What did I get? She still leaves me, treats me terribly, treats me wrong, treats me shitty. Like, I still get the results that were shitty. So really, yeah, learn from that. That's why a lot of older men have learned from that shit. Why do I want to now still deal with women with so much trauma when I wanted to save her, when I wanted to be there for her? I still get treated like shit. So you know what? I'd rather go with women that's not trauma-filled. That's the thing, right? That's the thing that a lot of people got to understand, that, you know what? Women don't want to build with men. Cool. Right? Cool. So understand the flip side where men don't want to deal with trauma-filled, bitter, old-ass women. They don't. Right? Is it possible to find a woman your age that's not trauma-filled, that's not bitter? Yeah, possible. Is it highly likely? Maybe not, right? So don't be surprised, right? There's always a flip side, right? Like I said, women don't want to build with men, right? They want already built men, already successful men. Cool. On the flip side, men don't want to deal with bitter ass old women. They rather deal with younger women who's not the bitter type, aggressive type, the combative type, the chaotic type. So don't be surprised. This is the thing where if women have a preference of one way, there is a preference from the men's side too, right? Do not be surprised that men have a pretty much a kind of a mirror opposite to women's preferences. And I'm the thing where I'm at the point where I don't, whatever preference you have, good on you. right? So, I don't know. What do you guys think? And that's the thing, right? Like, Blue, you know what? That's the thing. I deal with women with the walls, and I'm sorry. It's just, it is so hard, right? It is so hard. Is that, you know, you think, right? You would think if you were there for a woman, breaking down her walls, trying to heal her, that she would appreciate you. She would treasure you for being the man that was there for her when she was down. And yet, she would just still treat you like shit. Still not appreciate you. Still not appreciate the shit you've gone through for her. Yeah, I can't deal with that. I'm sorry. It's just at times where, you know, you give too much and then you get nothing in return. It's just, I hate when relationships are just one-sided. I really do. I really hate it when relationships become one-sided, because then you're being mistreated. And in my opinion, just my opinion, I believe more men are in one-sided relationships than there are women. Sue me, right? Sue me. But I honestly believe more men are in one-sided relationships than women are, right? That's how I see it. That's how I believe it, right? The sexless marriages, the the abusive, in my opinion, the sexless relationships, the neglectful relationships, the relationships with women just asking, what are you gonna do for me? What are you gonna do for me? Buy me this, take me to this, do that for me. Never caring what a man gets. So I don't know. I mean, that's my take on it, but a gentleman club, that would be interesting. Yeah, that would be interesting. All right, so let's I have this video clip. Let's react to this one.
I saw this woman pumping gas while this man was just hanging out in the car.
I saw that too.
And it just made me realize, I think that's what's wrong with dating right now. Like, these women are going for anything, and it makes things hard.
Facts. Men, Oren said this: men create tribes to go elevate themselves. Right here. You know what? This is the thing where that's exactly my mind thought, right? My train of thought where with this channel, right? Where I want to support men to be the best version of themselves. One of the best versions of themselves is education, right? Honestly, right? How I developed is I was a simp, a beta, a fool, a knight, the white knight, the panderer, all this shit, right? And learning about women's nature, learning about how women treat you, how women see you, it opened my mind, right? It improved my mindset. Where I'm not hating on women. I'm not hating on women, okay? But what it did to me is that, you know what? I don't treasure women. I'm not putting women on a pedestal. I'm not saying women are angels, men are devils. This is the thing. I'm not saying women are better than me. That's the point. A lot of men think, oh my God, women are so amazing. Women are the queens. I'm the cobbler, right? I'm below her. No, I ain't doing that, right? The simp, all that shit. I'm beyond that, okay? Where, you know what, I've created boundaries, standards, preferences. I'm the boss of my own life, right? And that's what I think that what I've learned is that I want to push men to, you know what, have the strength of their minds, at least, right?
For the rest of us, because ain't no way I'm at a gas station with a man and I'm pumping the gas. Mind you, he was in the driver's seat. So she got out of the passenger seat and pumped gas in 2024? No. I just left the gas station and I saw this woman pumping gas while this man was just hanging out in the car.
I saw
And it just made me realize, I think that's what's wrong with dating right now. Like, these women are going for anything, and it makes things hard for the rest of us. Because ain't no way I'm at a gas station with a man and I'm pumping the gas. Mind you, he was in the driver's seat. So she got out of the passenger seat and...
This is the thing, right? It's like I honestly think that women don't even know what they want. So you want to be strong, independent. You want to have your own. You want to, be respected. You want to be treated like an equal. Yet a man drives you around, but he also has to pump his own gas. Pays for it. It's like, so really, it's just that this is the thing. You just want to be treated like a princess. You wanted your world how you want it, right? This is one of the things why I wanted to create this channel, is the insanity where we men need to decenter women. Women are not controlling you, right? Women, you do not allow women to be a princess where she can have her own money, do whatever she wants, treat you how she wants, and then expect you to pay for whatever she wants, expect you to treat her however she wants. It's like, really? Then what do a man get? He just gets used. That's it, right? That's it. That's all a man gets. Your presence to be used by you. Right? Live your life how you want. Have the go to the girls trip. Have the male friends, dress how you want. Do whatever you want. And also use him. Nah. That's not gonna go, right? That's not gonna fly. So you want a man to pump your gas, drive you around. Yet can he tell you what to do as well? Right? Because he's what is that? I mean, you're trying to be, you think the chivalry, the patriarchy, right? Aren't you like the patriarchy, right? And isn't pumping gas for you a patriarchy thing? No. That's not patriarchy, right? Driving you around like you're a princess, pumping gas for you like you're a princess, that's not patriarchy, right? The absolute BS, okay? Absolute BS. It's like, this is the thing where I'm seeing why I built my opinion on men are more in one-sided relationships or being pushed into one-sided relationships, because women don't want to do nothing. They do not want to contribute to nothing, right? They just want to use you and then do what they want, right? Have the life that they want while using you. No, I think that's absolute disgusting. This is why I'm going to say why I point out where I want more men to have backbones, because I listen to so many stories, right, of men getting married in relationships where they are doormats, okay, treated like shit by women that they think they love, right, and that they think that loves them, but they're treated like doormats by these women. You do everything. You help out with the household. You help out with the children. She's a housewife, right? A house mom, a stay-at-home mom. You are providing. You are also doing the other things that men do, right? Throwing out trash, taking care of the car, doing the lawn. You are practically a slave, right? You are a slave in your own life. You're a doormat. And then she cheats on you. She cheats on you or leave you, right? Broke your family. And you did everything you can. That's the thing where, honestly, this is why I say, I'd rather be a man with a backbone and still get the results of she leaving me than be a man that has no backbone, treated like a doormat, and she still leaves me anyway. No. I'd rather have self-respect and she leaves me than have no self-respect and she still leaves me. That's how I view it, right? I'd rather have self-respect, right? And know that she's staying with me and I have her self-respect, and have no self-respect hoping she stays with me and she still doesn't stay with me.
Pumped gas In 2024, no. Mm-mm.
And I'm getting like, this is like what, baby mama energy? I mean, I doubt she's married. I don't think so. But, you know, this is the thing where these women's takes is that, are you strong and independent or are you not? Right? Are you your own woman or are you not? Do you need no man or do you? Sometimes like I feel like, it's like women want to have it all. Really, women do, right? I watch more of these things, women's takes, women's ideology, what women think about. They want to have it all. They want a perfect life. They want what they deem as a perfect life, right? They want to live the life how they want to, do what they want to, have the man do what they want, right? And that's tiring. I'm not for that, right? This is insane. So I don't know. What do you guys think? All right, we have a 2-hour live stream. I try not to go too long because, you know, you guys got things to do. You guys are, it's a late night, probably work and all that shit. You guys are average blue collar guys, good guys. I don't want you to keep you guys up so late. So I think it was a good live. I think it was fun. I think it was interesting. Thank you, Skull. You're amazing for donating. The support is amazing, right? I'm just happy that you joined the live, right? You haven't been, by the lives recently. So I am just happy that you stopped by, right? So thank you, right? You're amazing. Blue, Oren, let's see. Who else do we have? Mystic, if you're still here. Blank Space, Rashid. I think Alvi was there in the beginning. Thank you guys for stopping by. You guys are amazing. I love all your guys' support, right? I cannot do this. I wouldn't have the drive. I wouldn't have the determination to do this if it wasn't for you guys, right? For guys like you, this is why I'm pushing myself, why, I'm wanting to create this channel to be as big as it can be for you guys, because you guys are amazing, right? You guys are what push me and what motivates me, right? So thank you guys. Love ya. See you guys later. No, Skull, I know you are probably busy, right? You're young, trying to improve yourself. I'm in support of that, right? I'm just thank you for you stopping by once in a while. I'm perfectly happy with that, right? So thank you, bro. Thank you, guys. Later, guys.